So I think my favorite new feature in Softimage 2011 has to be the new automatic lip syncing tool found within inside Face Robot. What it allows you to do is take any WAV file, just like I've done here, just type in the corresponding text, and it'll automatically generate all the facial animation just like you see here. It's super simple to set up, so I'll just start off by loading up a new scene, and I'll walk you through how we set this thing up. So here you can see I have just good old Rock Falcon. This is the scene that comes in the XSI samples directory. And if I scrub the timeline, you can see we have no animation. So we're going to set this thing up to do lip sync. Click on the lip sync button, and there's really just 3 things to adjust, but 2 will get you going. So the first one you'll want to do is set up the Visemes. Click on yes, and then I'm going to click import, and I'm going to describe to you a little bit about what we have here. So the Visemes are basically positions that these yellow markers will go into to define a phoneme or a Viseme. Now, when it does the automatic detection of the waveform, it's going to then move the mouth into the various different poses. And you'll see all the different Visemes that come with this. And you can also create your own library. There's a create library button there. You can make adjustments to Visemes if you're not getting one that's not going in the perfect target. But essentially, these are all the Visemes that it just imported. So now what I can do is click on any one of them, click apply, and you'll see the mouth will then snap to that shape. I could do something like an O. It'll give you a pretty good look at what that looks like. But we still haven't loaded up our WAV file, but now we've at least identified or activated all the different shapes that the mouth can go into. So from here, I'll click on Create Lip Sync, and then just point to an audio file, and you can see here I actually have 2 files in this directory, one .wav, one .txt. The WAV file, of course, is a sound file, and the text file is just basically these words that I've pre-typed in. So if you want, you can match it just by loading it up in there. But really just hit Create Lip Sync, and check it out. I now have my WAV file, I've got all the phonemes broken down, and I haven't done any of this. This was all an automated process. If I scrub the timeline, only in Softimage. Pretty cool, especially considering all I really did is type some text and point it to a file. Now, there's a whole bunch of other corrective things you can do here. If, for instance, one of your shapes didn't get into the, or one of your Visemes didn't get into the proper shape, you can go ahead and edit those. Click on Set Up Viseme, and here what you can do is start to tune them. Now here's the list of all the ones that we ship with. These can all be modified. If you don't like the way the O maybe didn't get into the proper O pose, you can tighten those up. You can also create what's called a corrective shape, where you actually go into the shape editor, and now you're working with more of a morph target to get that exactly where you want it. But I think just generally out of the box, this does a very good job. One thing here is kind of neat is, the word Softimage is pronounced a little bit differently, and it's got more of a mage on it. So here, let's take a look at what it did. There's the M. You can see it goes into an I right there. And the reason is, Softimage is spelled with an I, and as it did the waveform analysis, it kind of picked an I over the A. Well, it's really simple to fix. We'll just right-click on here and change the phoneme from the I to an AH, or Ah. Look, the jaw opens up. We get a much more Softimage-looking mouth. And then also, because the M is shorter than the Ah, I'm just going to shorten that down a little bit too, so it goes into the Ah a little bit earlier, like this. And there you go. Look at that, all automated, 100%. So a couple other neat tricks. I'll just go 100% on my WAV file, close these guys up. And sometimes you want to work, when you've got your full screen here, and if you play this back, it's not going to play back at 30 frames a second right away until you bake that down. So there's a few little things you can do to optimize that. One is to toggle the proxy setting. And what that'll do is just basically isolate just the mouth. So now if you play this back,
automatic face robot lip sync, only in Softimage. Side effects may include extended workstation use, sleep deprivation, and excessive laughter.
You should get a much faster frame rate. Another thing that's neat about this is Face Robot, the lip syncing tool doesn't just solve the mouth, it also solves the jaw, and underneath that, it solves the tongue. So if I hide all these little controllers, check this out.
Automatic face robot lip sync, only in Softimage. Side effects may include extended workstation use, sleep deprivation, and excessive laughter. Some assembly required.
So it really is a complete solution. I told you it's a lot of fun. So we'll turn back our proxy back on. Let's get another shot here at Rock, and let's give him a little bit of animation on here. So right now, the Visemes and the phonemes, they're driving the mouth animation, and that's only animating this portion of the face here. The rest you could animate, with motion capture. You could do keyframe animation with the markers here, and remember these are essentially the controllers that drive the face robot rig. There's the looker. I've got the eye controllers here. And again, all that's automatic with Face Robot. And what I've done is I've taken the file from the examples directory that has the range of motion, and I've just baked on a few frames of animation on the upper eyes, the upper part of the face here. And if I switch to my animation mixer, I've got this clip here, which I have muted. And now you can see I'm combining the two together. And if I play this back,
Automatic Face Robot lip sync, only in Softimage. Side effects may include extended workstation use, sleep deprivation, and excessive laughter. Some assembly required.
so there you go. So just by adding a little bit of animation from another sequence, able to give this guy a little bit more life and make it that much cooler. And finally, when you want to get your final result, a really quick little trick is to use the capture and just do a viewport capture. If you put this into AVI, it'll record the audio along with it, and it's a good way to preview your work. So I'll let this render, and with that, hope you enjoy the new lip syncing tool with Face Robot.